Hey everybody, welcome to my channel where I like to showcase super easy, super simple, but super tasty recipe ideas for you to hopefully get inspired at home. Today we're making a Courgetti Carbonara, but it's raw, so no cooking time, super quick. We'll probably be ready in like 10-15 minutes, nice and easy. Let's get to it. So our recipe list for this meal is a couple courgettes, obviously, garlic powder, black salt or kala namak, black pepper, turmeric, nutmeg, cashews, and nutritional yeast. And all we need is a blender. Okay, to start we use a whole bunch of cashews, depending on how much you want to make. I use maybe 250 grams, but you can use 500 and just double everything. And next we've got garlic powder, about a teaspoon of garlic powder. Whole bunch of black pepper. I think I use about a teaspoon. You can go a little bit more, a little bit less. I like mine quite peppery, so I actually think I added a little bit more than a teaspoon, but let's say a teaspoon. And turmeric. So we don't really use this for anything other than colour. It gives the carbonara just a nice little yellowish tinge to it, which traditional carbonara normally has. So maybe half a teaspoon of turmeric, and then about a teaspoon of nutmeg. And then kala namak or black salt. Here in Thailand where I live, you can just pick it up from the supermarket, but it might be a little bit harder to find anywhere else. But honestly, with any dish that involves egg in it, traditionally, kala namak is a must-have. It gives it an amazing little eggy kind of tinge to it, which doesn't sound great, but honestly, it's really, really amazing. Going with about a teaspoon and a half of kala namak. Not essential, but really brings it closer to the traditional version of carbonara. And then nutritional yeast. This is my store cupboard staple. I love it. I use it in everything. It gives dishes a really nutty, savory, kind of cheesy flavor. Perfect for a carbonara. It's honestly amazing. I like to really load mine up with nutritional yeast because, in case you hadn't guessed, it's also quite nutritional. And then I just added a little bit of water just to get it started, and add a little bit more bit by bit until I get the consistency of the sauce that I like. I like my carbonara quite thick, quite creamy, and there we go. Give it a good blend. And then onto the courgettes. With the courgettes, just keep twisting and twisting and twisting until all the courgette is spiralized. I actually ended up picking a courgette which was a little too big for my spiralizer, so it was a lot harder than normal. Noted for next time. If you haven't got a spiralizer, that's totally fine. You can just use a peeler and just keep peeling the courgette until you have long thin ribbons to have basically a different type of pasta. Or you can just make a salad with a bunch of veg, chop them up and use the carbonara as a salad topping. And once that's all done, you give the courgettes a little toss just to release the noodles from each other, and we're good to add the sauce. Oh, also with that little bit of courgette that won't spiralize right at the end, no point in wasting it. I just added it into the sauce mix, give it a good blend, and there we go. And dollop that sauce on top. Give it a good stir with a fork or tongs or whatever you got, your hands. So traditional carbonara's got bacon in it, but rather than faffing around with trying to make a vegan bacon, we can take a little bit more time. I'm trying to make this as easy as possible and as quick as possible. I've veered away from tradition a little bit, and I've topped it with pumpkin seeds and some red pepper flakes. And there we go. That is my super easy, super quick, vegan, raw courgetti carbonara. Let's give it a taste. That's good. So easy, so quick, great. And there it is. Super quick, super easy, super tasty. Let me know if you try it yourself, and I'll see you on the next one.